My my people, my fellow Africans, my fellow human beings scattered across every continent on this wounded but yet beautiful earth. To those of you who may disagree with me, to those of you who will criticize me, to those of you who will insult me, to those of you who will judge me before they understand me, to those of you who will attack me for asking questions that some of them, or even most of them, fear to ask. I ask not first for your applause. I ask not first for your approval. I ask not first for your agreement. I ask not first for your likes and belief. I ask for something far greater. I ask for your patience. I ask for your understanding. I ask for your willingness to think. I also ask for your courage to confront uncomfortable truths, if you like. I also ask for your intellectual understanding. I ask for your intellectual honesty, and maybe above all, let me also ask you for your undivided attention, just this once. It has taken me a long time to gather courage to address you, my people, particularly in this manner. I never and will never aspire to become a content creator. I never desired to become another participant in the endless production line of opinions, of trends, of outrage, and of entertainment that increasingly dominate the modern life. I have always restricted myself and resisted becoming merely another source of free intellectual labor extracted by social media corporations whose business models depend upon keeping billions of people permanently engaged, permanently reactive, permanently divided, and permanently distracted. I have always believed that if I speak, my words must at least have purpose. And if I write, my writing must at least have meaning. And if I create, my creation must leave behind something greater than just likes or views or subscriptions or fleeting applause. It must mean something to me. But most importantly, it must mean something to you, my people. So today I wrote to you about what I have come to call the Emperor's Circus. I wrote this because history has taught me something profoundly unsettling. I've learned that whenever captured people begin to awaken, whenever manipulated people begin to ask uncomfortable questions, whenever ordinary men and women begin to suspect that something is fundamentally wrong with the manner in which power is organized, the manner in which wealth is distributed, and the manner in which truth is manufactured. Whenever people begin to question the legitimacy of the emperor's policies, the emperor rarely responds by answering those questions. The emperor responds differently, totally differently. The emperor manufactures illusions. The emperor perfects distractions. The emperor creates substitutes. The emperor produces spectacles. The emperor deepens the capture. The emperor uses some amongst the captured against their own people. The emperor understands that domination is strongest when the dominated begin defending the very structures that dominate them. And so the emperor creates noise. The emperor creates chaos. The emperor creates circuses. The emperor creates endless performances. The emperor understands a dangerous truth, and that truth is people who are busy reacting seldom have time to think. The emperor understands that people who are constantly entertained seldom have time to study. The emperor knows that people who are emotionally exhausted seldom have the energy to organize. And the emperor knows that people who are permanently distracted seldom become dangerous to entrenched systems of power. So, what does the emperor do? If the people demand, and I mean the captured people, if the captured people demand freedom, the emperor gives them the illusion of freedom. If they demand justice, the emperor gives them the illusion of justice. If they demand power, the emperor gives them the illusion of power over one another. If they demand governance, the emperor gives them the illusion of governance. If they demand equality, the emperor gives them the illusion of equality. And if they demand the economic empowerment, the emperor gives them the illusion of the economic participation. If they demand freedom of expression, the emperor gives them platforms upon which they may endlessly speak to one another while believing that speech alone constitutes power. So the emperor allows them access to podcasts, allows them to debate, allows them to have access to be led and misled by algorithms. The emperor allows them access to microphones, to cameras. The emperor allows them to social media accounts. The emperor allows them to insult one another. The emperor allows them to ridicule one another. The emperor allows them to argue endlessly about personalities. He allows them to perform outrage. He allows them to believe that visibility is influence. He allows them to believe that virality is victory. He allows them to believe that expression is liberation. And the emperor ensures that the conversation rarely reaches the emperor. The emperor ensures that accountability remains selective. He ensures that structural questions remains unanswered. He ensures that historical injustices become unfashionable subjects. The emperor feeds them with crime, feed them corruption scandals, feed them partisan politics, feed them sporting rivalries, feed them celebrity culture, feed them entertainment, feed them religious antagonism, feed them narratives of self-contempt, feed them everything except a sustained examination of power itself. And sadly, many among us willingly become performers within this circus. When small groups of extraordinarily wealthy and influential individuals meet behind closed doors to discuss matters affecting global wealth, influence, and decision-making of the world, many of us, many ordinary people, scarcely notice, and if we do notice, we don't even pay attention. When powerful nations gather within exclusive forums to preserve strategic advantage over us, to shape the economic priorities of the world, and to influence international affairs, many amongst us remain indifferent. We just become nonchalant, not bothered. When poor nations continue to lose resources through unequal arrangements and exploitative relationships, outrage is often muted. When weaker societies suffer wars, occupations, sanctions, and interventions, global indignation is freely selective and temporary. Yet let royalty have some story. Let celebrities have some story. Let social media manufacture some controversy. Let some sporting personalities have some story. That's when you see spectacle replacing substance. Suddenly, millions of my people become passionately engaged. Hours becomes days, days becomes years, years becomes decades, decades becomes century. The entire lives of many of us are consumed debating matters that contribute little to changing the material conditions under which ordinary people struggle to survive. And this, my people, is perhaps the greatest triumph of the emperor. Not merely that he governs, but that he governs while being entertained by those who believe they are free because they have been given front row seats in his circus. Let me pause here and allow you to delve into this. I will come with part 2 of this. Thank you for your attention.